This woman just picking up a phone call at work when her boss walks in. He drops a stack of files on her desk, then tells her she should probably change her wardrobe. Some women in the office feel uncomfortable with how you dress. She turns to him.
I think I look nice.
Boss, speechless. This woman, 2 years later, she stuns the whole of America. And yes, this story is real. Her name is Erin, a single mom of 3. This is her 9th job application. Another rejection. 6 years. 2 failed marriages, 3 hungry mouths. Her life is a mess. And just when it can't get worse, she gets hit by a car. She's driving normally. A speeding vehicle crashes straight into her. Now $17,000 in debt. Erin demands compensation. Meet Ed, her lawyer. He swears they'll win the case. But in court, the opposing lawyer goes personal. 2 divorces, bankrupt, 3 kids. He hints she's just in it for the money.
That asshole smashed in my fucking neck.
She shouts. And Ed knows. They've just lost. No surprise. The judge dismisses the case. Erin's stunned, broke, her bank balance, $74. Cockroaches in the kitchen, a crying toddler in her arms. It's hard to see a way out, but she doesn't run, takes her last bit of cash, buys dinner for her kids. Then she goes to Ed's office, not to yell, but to ask for a job. She's got nothing to lose. Sorry, Ed says. We're fully staffed.
And I'm not leaving here without a job. Don't make me beg.
He lets her stay. Basic clerical work. Day 1, she asks for an advance. She's got 3 kids waiting at home. Ed, moved by pity, hands her a $100 bill. Payroll's closed. This'll have to do. That night, just as the kids fall asleep, new neighbors crank up their motorbikes. Erin storms over, shuts them down cold. George, one of the bikers, tries to smooth things over. Erin shuts him down too. Then he asks for her number. She laughs. I've been divorced twice and I'm raising 3 kids. You still want my number? George, still smiling. She's earns his attention. A lazy biker? Maybe, but he's ready to babysit. Erin, still not buying it.
Look, thanks for today.
You're welcome.
While sorting case files, Erin comes across something odd, a real estate deal by Pacific Gas and Electric. They're offering to buy a local family's home for $60,000. But strangely, the file includes several medical records. The entire family is sick. This discovery, it changes Erin's life forever. The next day, she visits the homeowner, Donna. Why are there medical records in a property file? Erin asks. None of you are healthy. Turns out, Donna included the wrong papers by accident. A few years ago, PG&E built a power plant near the neighborhood. They claim the chemicals used, particularly chromium, are good for the body. They even offer free health checks, reimburse medical bills, and treat the locals like royalty. Donna isn't trying to stir up trouble. She just thinks the offer is too low. But Erin senses something's off. A sick family, a suspicious chemical. Time to dig deeper. She finds a chemistry professor, and that's when it clicks. Chromium comes in different types. Trivalent chromium is harmless, but hexavalent chromium, deadly. Long-term exposure causes organ failure, reproductive issues, cancer. If PG&E's using the toxic kind, the local water board might have records. The professor warns her, don't go shouting about this. Be careful. The next day, Erin heads to the water board and charms the receptionist.
Are you married?
Not anymore. Can I just...
Yeah, just...
Minutes later, she's flipping through internal documents. Sure enough, PG&E's been using hexavalent chromium. Worse, they've been dumping wastewater for years, polluting the groundwater for over a mile around. Erin immediately sends the files to the professor. But when she gets back to the law firm, her desk is packed up. She's been gone for nearly a week. Ed thinks she's been slacking off. He fires her. Furious, Erin storms out, slamming the door behind her. But reality hits fast. Bills are piling up at home. The fridge is nearly empty. And once again, she's back to square one, job hunting. Then, Ed shows up. That morning, the chemistry professor called him. PG&E's chromium levels exceed the legal limit. Donna's illnesses may be no accident. This isn't just a real estate case anymore. If PG&E really violated environmental laws, this could blow up. Ed wants Erin back on the case. Her conditions? 10% raise, full benefits. Take it or leave it. Ed agrees, grudgingly. She brings out the documents she copied at the water board, proof of PG&E's violations. The next morning, Ed sends a letter to PG&E. Meanwhile, Donna still has no idea her family's been drinking poison for years. The chemistry professor sends Erin a list, a catalog of diseases caused by hexavalent chromium. Every illness Donna's family suffers from is on that list. Now she understands why PG&E wants to buy her home, and her family isn't the only one. Panicked, Donna runs outside, pulls her kids out of the backyard pool. Soon after, a company rep shows up at the law office. Not an executive, just a low-level negotiator. He gets straight to the point. PG&E is willing to raise the offer to $250,000, but that won't cover future medical bills. There are many reasons people get sick: poor diet, lack of exercise. This doesn't prove it's our fault. Ed knows this case is a slam dunk. He doesn't waste time arguing. As the rep leaves, he offers one final warning. PG&E's parent company is worth $28 billion. You should know who you're up against. Ed is rattled. A company this big can bury a case like this in paperwork for decades. They can afford to waste time. We can't.
What are you yelling at me for?
Fuck you!
Fuck you back!
That evening, a couple walks into the office. Erin's still working late. Turns out, they used to live next to Donna. Their livestock grew tumors, couldn't even stand. And the wife? She's had 5 miscarriages. Until yesterday, they thought it was just bad luck. Then Donna told them it might be the water. Erin's heart sinks. How many others are suffering in silence? The next morning, she visits Hinckley in person. This family's kids are covered in rashes for months. This man's wife is battling stomach cancer, house by house, story by story. The truth becomes clear. No one in this community is healthy. One little girl is bald from chemo. She won't go outside. Not everyone welcomes Erin. Some slam the door in her face, but she keeps going. Back home, George takes care of the kids. He never complains, but Erin's son grows distant.
Barely speaking to her, she tells Ed it's time to sue, but Ed, he's hesitant. PG&E is massive. A small firm like theirs can't match that kind of power. Ed wants to take it easy, but Erin is still standing there, waiting. He relents, tells her to gather evidence. Every family, every symptom, every record, all in writing, because now this is serious. Erin returns to Hinckley. She collects water samples from streams, from wells. She finds dead frogs floating in polluted runoff, fights the stench, bags the bodies, even climbs into a dry well to scoop samples from the bottom. She gets caught, runs for the car. Before driving off, she waves at 2 PG&E workers like nothing happened. That night, she gets a call.
A young lady like yourself with 3 young children really should think again.
George begs her to quit. It's not worth it, he says. But Erin, she's not backing down. The next morning, she's already back at the water board, digging. For Erin, this is no longer just a job. Most people in Hinckley still have no idea what's in their water. Even families who've already moved away, she tracks them down one by one. 9 months. That's how long Erin has been at this. Now she has 411 plaintiffs, 162 signed declarations, and it's finally time to file the lawsuit. Meanwhile, George, her unofficial nanny, watches the kids and watches Erin slowly drift away. He sees a pack of bikers roar by. He wonders what this relationship has ever meant to him. From Erin's investigation, one thing becomes clear. For 14 years, the power plant uses hexavalent chromium in its cooling towers to prevent rust. Then they dump the wastewater into open ponds, with no lining underneath. That waste seeps into the groundwater. They have the proof, but Ed still hesitates. The Hinckley plant is just a branch of PG&E. If corporate HQ claims ignorance, then suing the local plant won't get them far. There's not enough money to collect. Then, bad news. Donna's condition worsens. She needs a hysterectomy, a double mastectomy too.
We're gonna get them, Erin, aren't we?
They move forward, officially file suit against PG&E with every piece of evidence in hand. PG&E fires back. 84 motions to dismiss. The judge reads them, then drops the hammer. All 84 motions denied. Case proceeds. Then comes the settlement offer, $20 million. Erin says it's nowhere near enough. It can't even cover their medical bills. Then she adds, "The water in your glass? That's from there." The meeting ends on a sour note. That night, Erin comes home. George is packing. The earrings he bought 6 months ago, never got the chance to give them. He wants her to find a different job, maybe even a different man. But Erin, she's not ready to leave this job. Not yet. George places the earrings by the bed, tells her to hire a babysitter. 3 kids can't raise themselves. She wants to stop him. She really does. But no words come. After that, Erin brings her 3 kids everywhere she goes. To depositions, to strategy meetings, even to the office. She has no choice. One day, a man walks into the firm, a stranger. Turns out, Ed brings in a powerhouse firm as co-counsel. Erin's furious. Trial is days away. Why now? It's not about going to court, Ed says. It's about winning. They'll cover all post-trial expenses. They've done this before. We need backup. She doesn't like it, but she can't stop it either. Then comes PG&E's response. They're willing to settle $50 million up to $400 million if the case stays private.
No jury, just a judge. No appeals. It's a compromise, but it means quicker relief for the people of Hinckley. Now Erin has a harder task, convincing the townspeople to accept a deal they didn't ask for. The big firm promises to take over from here, all 634 plaintiffs. They'll recheck the records, look for gaps, but Erin doesn't flinch. I've collected every file myself. There are no gaps. It's clear. They're trying to push her aside. Even Ed's not happy. He knows Erin's effort is undeniable, but she's not a lawyer, and without legal muscle, they can't win this. Turns out, the big firm makes a mess of things. Fancy terms, cold tone. Plaintiffs feel like they've been tricked, and the case can't even go public. Now they're calling Erin, panicked, angry. She's on sick leave, has no idea what's been going on. The minute Ed walks in, she blows up. All that trust she built in 9 months, gone in 2 days. Ed finally gets it. This part has to be Erin, because before trial, each of the 634 plaintiffs must sign a consent form, and the settlement only happens behind closed doors. It's the best deal they've got. That night, Ed calls a meeting. Some of the plaintiffs gather. Ed explains, a public trial could drag on for 10 years, and for families suffering now, that's time they don't have. Getting compensation quickly, that's what really matters. The judge will decide between $50 million and $400 million. No jury, no appeal, just resolution. Most of them sign, but 150 more remain. So Erin hits the road, house to house. She even calls George, asks him to watch the kids. Again, some plaintiffs have already moved. She doesn't know how long this will take, but the kids can't be left alone. George doesn't hesitate. He's there. Erin knocks on doors through the night, through the week, to the people of Hinckley. She's no longer just a legal clerk. She's family, a friend, their fiercest advocate. Every signed form gets sealed and packed. Not a single one missing. She returns, exhausted, just hoping for a quiet cup of coffee. Then, a man in a green hat approaches. At first, she assumes the worst, but he's a worker from the Hinckley plant. His job? Shred documents. He lost his cousin to cancer, age 40. He remembers watching the blood leak through the mask as his cousin cleaned the cooling tower. The image never left him. He kept one document, a memo sent years ago from corporate about pond seepage, chromium, and the need for absolute secrecy. Erin now has what she needs, a smoking gun. She pulls an all-nighter, passes out on the couch. George takes the girls to breakfast. Her son stays behind, browsing the files. Erin rushes over, tells him not to touch them. These are important. He doesn't speak, just quietly sets them down and walks out. Then he stops, turns back, and decides to bring her breakfast. Maybe now, he understands what she's fighting for. The next day, Erin and Ed arrive at the big firm, 634 plaintiffs, all signed. And one more thing, a company memo proving PG&E's parent company knew everything. They warned Hinckley, keep it quiet, handle it internally. The date is clear. The cover-up, undeniable. Today, the seasoned attorney finally sees what Erin is truly capable of. Not long after, Erin and George return to Hinckley. She's here to deliver the news. They've won. PG&E agrees to settle for $333 million. The payout will vary by household, but one thing is certain. Donna's family is getting $5 million. George stands by her side, genuinely happy for them. And now he finally understands why Erin refused to walk away. Back at the firm, everything has changed. Ed makes the cover of a legal magazine. Erin finally gets her own office. But then, there's the bonus. Ed warns her to keep expectations realistic. He's reconsidered the original amount. Might not be what they discussed. Erin explodes. I've been working nonstop. I left my kids to travel for this case, and now you're cutting my bonus? Then she looks again and sees the number, $2 million. More than they agreed. Suddenly, she's speechless. Ed walks away with a smile. Fade out, because life is never easy. We stumble, we fall, but if we keep going, the sun always finds a way to shine through, even if there's no rainbow.